Good evening. If we'd all please rise when we led in prayer by Alderman Nash.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessings upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all of our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of our community. Amen.
Amen. Alderwoman Sheila Hayes, please, with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I wasn't doing the get back up thing.
Do suspension now?
Yeah, at this time, I'm going to ask for suspension of the rules so that we can add an item to the agenda, and it's a proclamation concerning Juneteenth. Is there such a motion, please? Alderman Nash, second, Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. Now, a motion to add the proclamation concerning Juneteenth. May I have such a motion? Alderwoman Gould, second, Alderman Nash. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Yes. Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. The motion passes 7-0.
Proclamation for Juneteenth?
Thank you. This is an official proclamation for Juneteenth. Whereas Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States, and whereas in 1865 it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, with news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were now free. Whereas this was 2.5 years after President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which had become official on January 1st, 1863. Whereas Senate Bill 305 was passed by the House and Senate of Connecticut and signed into law by the governor, declaring the 19th day of June to be Juneteenth Independence Day, a legal holiday in the state. Whereas Lieutenant Daniel Jenkins II, the first black police officer in Norwich, held the first Juneteenth celebration in Connecticut in 1989 here in the Rose City, educating all to the significance of Juneteenth with a celebration. Whereas Lieutenant Dan Jenkins II, with the help from the NAACP and the city of Norwich, the following year, and they have hosted the celebration until they received help from Global City Norwich a few years ago. Whereas the Rose City is proud of their history of celebrating Juneteenth and being the first city or town in Connecticut to do so, and welcomes the continued celebration of Juneteenth and all it stands for. Now therefore, I, Mayor Pierre Albert Nystrom, and Norwich City Council President Pro Tem Joseph A. DeLucia, on behalf of the Norwich City Council and the citizens of the city of Norwich, to hereby declare the month of June as Juneteenth in the city of Norwich, and urge all citizens to become more aware of the significance of the celebration in African American history and in the heritage of our nation and city, dated the 2nd day of June, 2025. Thank you.
Petitions and Communications, number 1, resignation from Fair Rent Commission.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion for this to be received. Alderwoman Gould, second, Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? President Pro Tem.
I would just like to take a moment to thank Leanne Gomes for her work on this committee. In her letter, she points out that the responsibilities and the workload really justify this becoming a permanent position with a small stipend attached to it. And I think that this council or the upcoming council should seriously consider such a move forward or a step forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion is passed. The vote is 7-0.
Number 2, resignation from Senior Affairs.
A motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderwoman Hayes, second Alderman Gould. Is there discussion? Yes, please, Alderwoman Hayes.
So I would like to thank Mrs. Philbrick for her time on being on the Senior Affairs. And he has been a part of several committees. Obviously, I have a concern about her reason for resigning, but I still want to thank her for her time that she has spent actually helping to improve the senior center up on Manhattan Drive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt? Yes. Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion is passed 7-0. It is received.
Adoption of minutes, May 5th, May 19th, and May 12th, second budget public hearing.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion for this to be received. Alderwoman Hayes, second Alderman Nash. Is there discussion concerning the minutes of May 5th, 10th, and the 12th concerning the second budget public hearing? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion is adopted. The vote is 7-0.
City Manager's report.
Thank you. This is the city manager's report for June 2nd, 2025. Meetings and professional engagements. During this reporting period, I attended the following meetings and professional engagements in support of ongoing city initiatives and regional collaboration. Continued collective bargaining negotiations with representatives of the 911 emergency dispatch personnel and city hall staff. Weekly coordination meetings with the Norwich Community Development Corporation. Stakeholder discussions concerning the Community Investment Fund. Regular city coordination meeting with the Norwich Public Utilities. Executive committee meetings of the Southeastern Council of Governments. Badge pinning ceremony for the newly appointed firefighter. Additionally, I attended the swearing-in ceremony for retired Police Captain John Perry. We extend our sincere congratulations to Captain Perry and wish him continued success for his new role as Deputy Chief with the New London Police Department. Public Works update. The Department of Public Works has made significant progress on several initiatives. One, the Rose Garden, preparatory work for the seasonal bloom has been completed. Old rose plants have been pruned, mulch beds have been properly edged, and fresh mulch has been applied throughout the garden. Cemeteries, ground maintenance, including mowing, was completed in advance of Memorial Day. Additionally, logistical support for the Memorial Day Parade was successfully provided with all setup and post-event cleanup completed in a timely manner. South Thames Street drainage improvements, substantial progress has been made in addressing the long-standing drainage concerns in this area. The improvements are nearing completion and will facilitate the forthcoming roadway paving project. Line painting. Roadway line painting has been completed across the city to enhance roadway safety and compliance with traffic standards. And finally, the city's annual hazardous waste collection event will be held on Saturday, June 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Public Works facility located at 50 Clinton Avenue. Residents are strongly encouraged to utilize this opportunity to safely dispose of hazardous materials. Human Services and Youth Programming. The Department of Human Services reports the following updates for this year's summer programming. Summer day camp registration is open with the average weekly enrollment of approximately 80 participants. Kinder camp registration currently stands at 15 participants with a program capacity of 30. Historically, this program typically experiences a surge in late registrations as the season progresses. Elementary school construction updates. As part of the city's commitment to transparency and community engagement, Downs Construction Company conducted 2 recent Good Neighbor informational meetings in May for the Strand and Greenville schools. Both sessions were well-attended with approximately 15 residents present at each meeting. Presentations covered key topics including project overview, construction timeline, anticipated work schedule, site safety protocols, delivery logistics, and potential impacts on local traffic. At the Greenville School presentation, an industrial seismologist provided a comprehensive overview of the blasting analysis prepared for the project. The session has also addressed community questions and outlined what residents may expect during the blasting operation. And finally, Police Department. The public tour of the existing Norwich Police Department facility, originally scheduled for May 29th, has been rescheduled for June 4th at 6 p.m. at 70 Thames Street. The tour will provide members of the public with an opportunity to view the current facility, assess its limitations, and better understand the city's proposal to construct a new modern police facility at the former Chelsea Groton Bank building site. And that completes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Are there questions? Alderman Nash.
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to make a comment about the Memorial Day event. It was very well attended, and it was nice to see so many people stay after the parade was over and viewed the and got to see the ceremonies. And I want to say I've gone to every single one of them since I was an officer in the police department, and we've had many great speakers at the event. And I just want to comment and not let it go past that. Mr. Brown's speech addressing the thing was probably one of the most powerful and moving ones I had ever heard. And I want to thank him so much for sharing the stories with him. I served in the military for 12 years, and I was very fortunate not to have to be, I was in an infantry unit, but never served in a combat role. And so I don't have that experience, and I count myself lucky I don't, but you could see the emotion on Mr. Brown's face when he was giving his speech to us, and I just want to thank him for that, because I know that sharing that kind of stories is tough for anybody, so thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments, questions at this time for the city manager? Seeing none, we'll move forward. Thank you.
Business Resolution Number 1, relative to the reallocation of funding in the Capital Improvement Fund.
Thank you. At this time, motion please to bring this to the floor. Alderman Singh, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? President Pro Tem.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to offer up an amendment to this resolution. Specifically, under Public Works heading, on the reallocation, I should say, not the from, but the to. Okay, so this would be under paragraph 2, the spreadsheet under paragraph 2. Under the Public Works heading, organization number 360-24303, object 57300, project C2549, Public Works radio equipment for $150,000. I'd like to amend that amount to $0 and add that $150,000 to line item in the same spreadsheet, Taffel Fire, organization 360-24236, object 57200, Project C2456 Taffel roof repairs and amend that total dollar amount to $153,000.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Gould, question?
Number one, do we have a fixed price for the Taffel roof repair or replacement and stripping Public Works out of radio equipment? How does that impact Public Works Department?
The answer to your first question is yes. We do have a fixed number now for the roof. And the second question, well, at some point, they need to be updated to be compatible with the new radio system for public safety. They've been working with the old system. They can work with the old system a little more, obviously, if we don't replace them now.
You still have the floor.
And do we know that it's $153,000 to replace the roof at the Taffel Fire Department?
I didn't hear all that, Six.
It's $153,000 to replace the roof at the Taffel Fire Department?
No, it's more than that.
And,
You want the amount? I don't know if I have it handy.
yes,
Can I ask a question with your permission, Alderwoman Gould?
certainly.
Is it wise to disclose how much we're going to have available that hasn't gone to bid yet?
So the quote that we received for the Taffel roof replacement was from Garland, which is a roofing contractor that falls under the
State?
Yeah, the CROG
Okay.
bid. So they gave an estimate of between 270 and 290,000 to replace the flat roof at Taffel, the Taffel Fire Station. So there's, in the tentatively adopted fiscal year 26 budget, there's 155,000 put towards the Taffel Fire Station roof replacement. So that with 150,000 from the radios should be adequate.
Okay, thank you. Alderwoman Gould, you still have the floor.
All right, so that to me sounds pretty excessive to redo the roof at Taffel. Are we only getting one estimate? Are we going to get another one? Are they the only ones on the state list that can give us an estimate? It just seems like $300,000 sounds like a lot of money to replace the roof. Whether it's a mansard roof or they pitch the roof, or it just sounds like a lot of money to me.
We could put it out to bid and see what else we get. So they were asked to put a few different scenarios together, flat roof or like a pitched roof, and a flat roof is about 80% less expensive than a pitched roof. That would be in the $500,000 range for a pitched roof on the fire station. So, you know, we could certainly do a bid for it and see if we get anything that's under 300,000.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that just sounds like a lot of money to redo a roof.
Let me, it is a lot of money, and that's why we got the fixed number. We have no prohibited feeling about not going out to bid. We can still do that, knowing that this amount is out there. We estimate many times when we bid, and bidders know what our estimate is. It depends how competitive the field is. This may be the bid that we get, but to go out would not be a problem, to reassure everybody that we're getting the best number we can.
Alderwoman Gould?
Okay.
Okay. Alderman Nash?
I feel the same way. I mean, I thought we were building another house, or an addition to the building for that kind of money. I mean, it just doesn't seem, when we put the addition on Taffel, was it even that much? I don't even think it was 300,000 to put the addition on. And now we're putting, I mean, you could build houses, a whole house from scratch for like 250. So I'm just really, that price shocked me, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. It was shocking.
Sing knows.
Now, again, I'm not in construction, so I may be speaking out my butt, but I'm just saying, it just seems like it was a lot of money.
It's a big roof.
Thank you, Alderman Nash. President Pro Tem?
So I'd like to remind the council of a couple of things. First of all, this is a large roof, and it is also the roof that's over the older part of the building, not the addition. It is a rubber membrane roof over insulation, over sheathing, and then over a roof truss system. This is a commercial grade roof. This is not the kind of roof you would put on a house, and we would not put a house style, a residential style roof on this building. Hence, the reason for the high cost. I would also like to remind what we were told, or remind the council what we were told at Public Safety and in these chambers, that the roof is, the rubber membrane is completely delaminated from the insulation substrate below, which means that it is in a state of complete failure. And it is leaking into the fire station. So every penetration has been, I won't say every, but almost every penetration has been compromised. I'm certain that the edges have all been compromised, having seen this kind of failure before. But the bottom line is, it's not a bad idea to go out to bid, but this is the scale of this type of project, and it is hundreds of thousands of dollars to do these roofs.
If I may, Mayor. And I do want to remind everybody that the Taftville Station is owned by the city, so we take a longer-term permanent view of the construction.
Thank you. Alderman Bettencourt?
Just want to say, I've seen similar estimates for similar like for the ice rink and stuff where we've had some issues where we're going to have to do some work later. So, I mean, these types of roofs on these types of buildings do cost a significant amount, so. But obviously, it would behoove us to go out to bid if we possibly can to try to get the best price we possibly can.
Thank you, Alderman Nash, the
Yeah,
second time.
Second time, sorry. Again, I'm not questioning the quality of the company that's going to put the roof on, or the need for the roof. We all know, I sat on Public Safety, we understand what's going on. It just was, talk about a sticker shock, and I don't think it's wrong to ask any questions as to why it's that high, and like I said, we put an addition on for almost that amount of money. So again, I'm not questioning the need for it, or the quality of the company, or anything. I'm just saying, we're supposed to be, good stewards of the city's money, and I just want to make sure that that's the best deal we can get, because, it's the taxpayers and the 7 of us sitting up here that pay for it, so.
Thank you, sir. Any further? Yes, President Pro Tem.
I'd just like to respond to that, Alderman Nash. I hear you, right? The addition was roughly $367,000, something like that, right? However, that project was already moving forward before my first term on the council. That was 8 years ago, right? So escalation, I mean, and commercial construction right now is crazy expensive because there's so much work out there.
Yeah, no, I get you.
We're just up to, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to invalidate your point. I'm just saying that we're backed into a corner because this roof needs to be done pronto. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes,
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Knight?
Yes, the amendment is adopted 7-0. on the resolution before us as amended. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution of the old business is adopted 7-0 as amended.
Citizen comment on new business resolutions on agenda items only.
Thank you. At this time, I declare the citizen comment on the resolutions on our agenda to be open. If you wish to address the council, please approach the microphone, state your name and address, please. You'll be given 3 minutes. There are a total of 8 resolutions to be considered this evening. Anyone wish to address us on any of the 8 resolutions at this time?
Kevin Brown, 66 Franklin Street, Norwich Community Development Corporation. I'm here to address resolution number 7 and just point out that in addition to the resolution language that describes the fiscal program under which DECD provides these grants to distressed communities, and it provides the laydown of the financial capital stack for the project, I'd just like to read to you the narrative that we will submit on Friday for this grant, just to capture the nature of this grant. The City of Norwich Historic Lower Broadway Revitalization is a collaborative partnership to reduce blight, create downtown transit-oriented development, and revitalize both commercial and community spaces in the center of the downtown. 4 parts: construction of Jubilee Park, residential development of the Fairhaven Building, improvements to restore the beauty and sustainability of the Norwich Arts Center, and creating accessible commercial space at the other end of the block down at 4 Broadway, all adjunct pieces and parts of this effort. To further the vision of the Jubilee Park that was initially spearheaded by the Yale Urban Design Workshop that resulted in plans for a 2-tiered communal green space that will anchor the downtown, supporting the healthy living and permanent infrastructure for a wide variety of programming and events that already occur in the downtown. 21 affordable units, as I said, a 2-tiered community space and facade, roofing, HVAC, and elevator improvements to the Norwich Arts Center on one end and 4 Broadway on the other to create usable commercial and community spaces along Lower Broadway, really just to augment the central core effort, which is to build the park there in that current pocket park space. I'm ready to answer any questions if you have them. Otherwise, I'd ask your support in passing the resolution to apply to CIF 2030 program for this grant. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council at this time on the resolutions before us?
Good evening, everyone. Jan Sawicki, 39 Andrea Lane. I'm just looking at resolution number 2, Talman Street, authorizing the city manager to enter into a real estate listing agreement. I hope before that happens that the road is repaired. I think it has to be the worst street in Norwich. I think it's dangerous. It's one way, but there are potholes and cracks like you can't believe. And I go over that way. It's my shortcut down Route 2 to Westerly, so I'm on it often. And I'm just amazed. Every season I think it's going to be repaired. It's going to be repaired, but it's not. So for those people that live on that street, and if we could get even a little more money in terms of real estate, if the street was repaired. Probably has to be completely repaved, and I don't know how they do it, but just my comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone wish to address the council on the resolutions before us at this time? Anyone wishing to address the council on the resolutions before us at this time? Anyone wish to address the council on the resolutions before us at this time? Seeing no one else.
New business resolution number 1, relative to authorizing the city manager to enter into a real estate for 12.
A motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman. Discussion. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted 7-0.
Number 2, relative to authorizing the city manager to enter into a real estate agreement for 125 Tallman Street.
Motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould? Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted 7-0.
Number 3, relative to authorizing the city manager to enter into a real estate listing agreement for 29 Division Street.
Motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt? Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted. The vote is 7-0.
Number 4, relative to authorizing the tax collector to auction 28 Cedar Street to abutting property owners.
Motion, please, to bring it to the floor. Alderman Nash, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted 7-0.
Number 5, relative to the approval of the NAGE Public Works Employees Collective Bargaining Unit Agreement and the related budget changes to fiscal year 2025-26.
Motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderman Nash, second, please. Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Alderman Bettencourt.
I'll just ask this for the city manager, I mean, obviously, I would think, this is, generally speaking, we're planning for these things as they come up, and I'm going to assume, you know what they say about assume, that we had plans for dealing with this in this way. If not now, it would have been after the budget was complete. Am I wrong?
Yes, yes, we have funds in
Using the
contingency
contingency,
to
yeah.
address these type of expenditures.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Pro Tem.
Thank you. Alderman Bettencourt's question just reminded me of one I had of my own. So this is actually a zero-sum action item, right? Because at the end, $65,976 is coming out of contingency to cover all of the costs
That's
above
correct.
it, right?
Yes,
So we're not carrying anything over?
no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call then.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution adopted 7-0.
Number 6, relative to the city manager being authorized and directed to grant Damn Creative LLC permission to sell beer and wine at Rose Arts Festival being held on June 28th, 2025 at Chelsea Parade.
Thank you. Motion to bring to the floor, please. Alderwoman Hayes. Second, please. Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion adopted 7-0.
Number 7, relative to support of a filing application for revitalization project of historic Lower Broadway.
Thank you. A motion to bring to the floor. Alderman Nash, second Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Gould?
Mr. Brown, mind coming to the podium again? Please. Good evening. All right, I'm going to play the devil's advocate
Okay.
for 1 minute. We're looking for $8 million from CIF funding.
Right.
Don't get it in this round. What, will it stall everything? What will happen if we don't get it in this round?
Answer that by going back to round one in July of 2022. We actually submitted this application in our very first attempt. And at that time, the project hadn't undergone any real diligence. The program was new, no one really knew the rules, all those kinds of things. And in our assessment of our grant application, the folks at DECD said, this was close, but you've got to get us to 30% construction documents and you got to get some private investment. So here we are 3 years later. A new owner has taken over ownership of the 3 buildings formerly known as the Stackstone properties on Lower Broadway. They've turned the lights on one. They're coming close to the second one. The Fairhaven is the third. And this is a way to help them get investment into this thing alongside their own $3 million investment. So it's a market change from what we turned in 3 years ago. And I have every confidence. They've been asking for us actually to bring this project back. This time we're bringing it back with that private investment, 30% construction documents on both the park and on the Fairhaven reconstruction. So we're in a whole different place. If we were to not get this, it really, I don't even want to entertain that thought, but it really doesn't affect any of our other ongoing CIF work or any future applications that we might have. The only thing we'll have to do is reassess and reprioritize in round 8 come this fall, because there are other things right behind this project that may, by that time, overtake it as a priority.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Other questions? Alderman Singh?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I just want to commend how the application was put together. We are improving accessibility by adding elevator, and we are putting pocket park, which is very much needed if we are trying to promote more housing in downtown. And the state is trying to promote more transit-oriented housing, which definitely we are very much eligible. So if people gonna live there, of course, we can get more businesses. They will come if they know people are here. But making sure there's green spaces available, community spaces available, that's a very big thing. So I'm very glad how the whole package is put together to have a housing component, to have a pocket park, and improving the accessibility for seniors overall to access to the like Norwich Art Center and stuff. So I'm very hopeful, and we have to keep moving forward and stay positive. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further comment at this time? Just for clarity's sake, the elevator actually is restoring access to first floor to the second floor in the former bank. That then allows for accessibility up and through the building out to the back on Church Street. And it also provides the mechanism for the land of the park area itself then to become the property of the city of Norwich, which also must happen prior to being eligible to receive these state funds. A private owner cannot apply for those funds, and that's the reason for that mechanism with the elevator. It addresses that mechanism, makes it a reality. As far as NAC or Norwich Arts Center, it's work for the facade of the building, and that's what's being envisioned here. Thank you. Any further discussion? No, then roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes,
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted 7-0.
Number 8, relative to support the Community Investment 2030 grant application for the Norwich Fontaine Field Improvement and Senior Center Access Project.
Thank you. A motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderman Nash, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Alderman Nash?
We all come to support this, because I tell you what, I go up there, drive by there every night. I go for walks with my wife, and that area up there, Fontaine Field is, and the basketball courts and the baseball field, that is so used. I mean, there's so many people, soccer games, baseball games, basketball. I mean, I just drove by coming here tonight, and it's packed up there. So any kind of investment we can put in the Fontaine Field area up there is a benefit to the entire city, because it's all, you know, you want to talk about DEI, it's all up there. They're having a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further? Alderwoman Hayes.
So just for clarification, because I believe the CIF has already been authorized, this resolution is to allow the city manager to execute contracts. So we've already received the funding, and this is part of what Mr. Brown was talking about. Norwich has been very successful in receiving CIF funding in the past 6, 7 rounds. And so we continue to perform in the way that the state is continuing to reward us for the work that we're putting forward.
Thank you. That is absolutely correct and very pertinent. We will probably very soon have the first CIF project actually completed in the state of Connecticut itself next month. Alderman Bettencourt.
When I first saw this some time ago, this project has always been kind of a dream of mine since 20 years ago with Lou DePina working on a master plan for the recreation facilities here in Norwich. This was really the kind of a gem of it, trying to get that field turfed, because there are so many challenges with a grass field, because you can only use it so often, and then you got to let it rest, you got to reseed, and then obviously the maintenance involved, although a turf field has maintenance too, I don't want to, understate that, but this would allow the field to be used year-round, and we can bring other teams, other leagues and stuff in and use the field and have even greater use for that property up there that's so very busy whenever it can be used.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, President Pro Tem, you had your hand up.
Thank you. I would just like to remind the folks and remind the council that we heard several impassioned pleas when we were first taking up our brainstorming for use of the ARPA money, right? It was that long ago that, we were just beginning to come up with our priorities, and we were taking input from the community. And this project clearly did not happen through ARPA, but yet folks stayed engaged, and the project stayed in the front of our minds, and we just found a different way to bring it to fruition. So I'm very happy that this project is finally going to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Singh.
Thank you very much. So it's definitely, this project is a very important project for a lot of people, and I think it's adding more fresh air to our rec plex kind of thing that we envision for that whole area. And I also want to share with city manager, there's a lot of advocacy happening to add more pickleball courts. So please, we should all keep in mind how we can accomplish more of those. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? I would just add that having known Richard Fontaine, for which this field bears his name, he was a wonderful recreation director here in the city of Norwich for many years. He was a gentleman from Taftville itself, and I believe he would be very pleased with the continued further development of this site. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. The resolution is adopted 7-0. Alderwoman Gould.
Hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes, Section 1-200, subsection 6, that the members of the Norwich City Council go into an executive session for the purpose of discussing strategies and negotiations with respect to collective bargaining. The following shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the City Council. City Manager John Salamone, Director of Human Resources Robert Scalise, and Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll. I further move, pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes 1-200, and 1-210, that the members of the Norwich City Council continue in executive session for the purpose of discussing the acquisition or disposition of real estate or interest in real estate when publicly regarding the proposed acquisition or disposition would cause a likelihood of an increased price to acquire and a diminished price to dispose of the property, to consider an action to enforce or implement a legal right, and to review feasibility evaluations and reports made for the city of Norwich regarding such property, and to review commercial and financial information given the city in confidence, not required to be disclosed by law. City Manager John Salamone, Comptroller Josh Pothier, Director of Planning and Neighborhood Services Deanna Rhodes, and Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the City Council.
Thank you. Is there a second, please? Alderwoman Hayes. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Motion is adopted. Room 319, please. Council, come back to order. Let the record show no votes were taken during the executive session. May I have a motion to return to the meeting, please? Nash, seconded by Hayes. Roll call. Nash, Hayes.
Yes.
Bettencourt. Yes. Gould.
Yes.
Singh.
Yes.
DeLucia. Yes. Nystrom, yes. Motion passes 7-0. We are back in session.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Adjourned by Gould, second by Nash. Roll call. Nash.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Bettencourt.
Bettencourt.
I was gonna
Gould.
say yes.
Yes.
Singh. DeLucia. Nystrom, yes. Motion to adjourn passes 7-0. Good night.